Alright, hello! We're here for another one. It's the last unlock. Our Year 3 champion, finally, the new one! This lady! Jaheira. So what's this lady? Half-elf fighter druid. Also pretty solid stats. Although she does have one that is all the way down to 10. Ooh. Alright, this lady. Jaheira is a noble-born half-elf who was raised by an enclave of druids after her family was killed. Heroes always gotta have, like, murdered families and stuff. Anyways, having gained an understanding of balance, she resolved to serve nature with the skills the druids taught her. She was recruited by the Harpers, where she met her late husband Khalid. Extra sadness, her husband's dead too. Jaheira knows life isn't black and white. No, it's red, because it's all the blood of her murdered families. She lives in the balance, as nature demands. Doesn't demand that there's no balance. Let her keep some of her loved ones. Jeezums. Alright, well, you know, routine gets gold. Actually, okay, so we gotta do, I keep forgetting to do this stuff. So we got 200% bonus damage from achievements. And we got 2 times all champions damage from our global blessings. And we're starting this off because it's our 3rd run with a 1277% bonus to gold farm. Alright, and our formation, wacky. There you go, those are all the things. So now, I'll warp us ahead with a little bit of gold and go over the couple of specializations we need. Okie dokie, okie doke, okie then. Duckaton. Okay, so here we go. We've got up to level 40. I've leveled up Jarlaxle, and then Celeste, Naeli, and Calliope once each. Okay, I gotta level Naeli here real fast. Because their first upgrades are coming to hers are the same thing here. Increases damage of all champions by 100%. So I picked that for each of them, the 3 of them, and then I just upgraded Jarlaxle. And I've just gone with those 5. And I got all the way to level 40 before anything got a little hairy. So that's exciting. Although I do have to make some adjustments at this point because we're coming up. I mean, could I do it with just the 5? Let's see if I can do it with just the 5. Okie dokie. So I'm going to try and just use this 5. Although I'm going to format it so that I can use the whole front here if necessary. So Naeli, we're going to go with extra damage, buff the row behind her. Celeste, we're also going to go extra damage, and we can avoid the extra range on her health this time because she will end up in the 2nd row, which means that she will be able to buff with her healing the 1st row. Brunner, I'm gonna stack Shield Master again because I'm gonna have him pretty much right next to my tank, so he'll be able to stack those, and I'll have the healing plus the temporary health. Calliope, talking about temporary health. No, I mean she's the one that offers it, but I'm gonna go with the extra damage on her as well. So everything should stack pretty nicely there. So I'm going to take us to the boss like this and see if I can do it just for curiosity's sake. And then once I beat the boss, if I can, I will then adjust and set these guys up at the front of the party to make room for extras at the back and see what else we can do with this instead of just using the 5. Because if you're just using the first 5 every time, game gets pretty boring pretty fast. So anyways, I will see you in 6 levels, I suppose. Whoop! Ooh, to the boss. Here we go. Oh, actually, hang on. Let's scoot me back over here. Okay, so here we go. I got one for Jarlaxle. I'm going to pick his Master of Disguise for the extra damage. There you go. Thank you, Naeli. So yeah, there you go. There's 5. Smashed it. We will continue for just a minute. I've got some things to do. Thank you very much. Okay. So this worked. Pretty basic formation. You can probably assume how everything works. I went with extra damage instead of health or anything with everybody. And then for Brunner, I picked Shield Master for the stacks instead of the static bonus. So now, since there's no room for anybody else, and inevitably, ooh, I should not have those there. And inevitably, we are going to need more champions to go anywhere else, and we can afford them, so we might as well use them. So we're going to move this forward a bit and see what else we can work out. So, Niali, of course, goes in the front row, one of our tanks. With her in the front row, the row behind needs to have our primary damagers. So that'll be Jarlaxle. Buffing that column, we need Brunner. Buffing adjacent to my damager, I need Celeste. So we're going to have to go like this. Calliope, I'm going to need her behind this damage row, so we're going to need her like that. And that is those 5 life is good. Except Naeli, I believe, unless... Here, let's test this way. Naeli is not in range of... How? How? Who died? Get out of here. I am trying to do stuff, man. Get in there. Because I don't know, Naeli has 133 and 93 shields. So I don't think she is in range of Calliope like this, because I think it goes through champions as opposed to as the crow flies. Unless otherwise specified. Hint, hint, wink, wink. There's a sort of fancy wizard somewhere who does apply buffs over gaps. Anyways, so let's go back to this one. Birds, 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 birds. Sorry. Okay, so to have Naeli in range of Calliope's temporary shields, she needs to be sitting here. So then we gotta have Brenner in there, we gotta have Celeste in there, we gotta have Jarlax. Okay. So that was our original 5. We've got our tank in the front row, buffing the row behind. We've got our tank in range of Calliope's temporary health shields. Calliope is behind that damaging row, providing that damage buff. So those 3 in that same column there. I use the terms row and column interchangeably. I know they're not the same thing. I'll figure it out. So then Jarlaxle is our main guy, currently. You can change him for basically anybody, currently. Celeste buffing Jarlaxle, providing health to Naeli, and then Brunner buffing the both of them there. So then you throw in Ashara. We got Minsk here. So now again with Ashara, depending on your gold find, it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm always concerned about it based on, at level 70 I think you get her Paragon upgrade that gives a bonus based on the number of champions you have of the bonded races. And so I'm always worried about getting 3 for that, but unless you can afford that, it really doesn't matter. And unless Ashara is your primary damager, you don't need a ton of champions to qualify, but this is stuff for a different video anyways. So depending on who you pick to be your primary damager, like these 3 champions are all just bonus floaters. If you bond Ashara with humans, you could maybe switch Jarlaxle or Minsk in there instead of, or Hitch or Minsk instead of Jarlaxle, sorry. yeah, so that's about that. So that's how you would shuffle the 5 of them forwards. You've got room for those 3 to go there. You've got a spot for Makos as well, can pop in the back, and then if you've got the gold, fine for it. Tyrell can pop into your front row, and he can become a tank if you pick the specialization. He he pairs well with good champions, so that would work with Hitch or Minsk, whichever one you prefer the most. They could go in there. The only thing with that, though, is that you will then have to farm Tyrell's ultimate to ensure he has temporary health points, because, again, he won't be in range of Calliope if he's in this top tank slot. Anyways, this has now gone on way too long, and it is all theory without placeable examples, so I'm going to call it done for here. Yeah, so the front 5 are the most important ones. Everybody else is just kind of extra. That's a good front row there, the 2 plus the 3 here. I kept them all paired in the back just for giggles. And that is that. So I will see you for... I'm going to have the use guides for the 3 champions coming out next. And then I've got a video in the works for my current event routine, kind of. I'm looking at, so that'll be running through all of the unlocks, going through the favor accumulation, and taking a stab at the variants for the first time. The idea behind that video is, what can I do in 12 runs? Anyways, yeah, so that'll be coming up in the future. Keep an eye out for that. Like and subscribe and stuff, because channeling, I'm supposed to be a professional and do things like this so that you keep coming around or whatever. Anyways, I gotta pee real bad, so I'll see you next time.